As we see the cars making their way down the front straightaway, ready to take the green flag here. 30 minutes in this race number 1, just after 1 o'clock. And green, green, green. As this race start is underway, staying on board with Sebastian Green, getting around Trujillo, inside of Patton, laid on the brakes, and it's 3 Porsches up front. Moreau had the advantage. Moreau's going to take the lead. Green and Bussy side by side. Green's going to run him out wide into the grass. Bussy able to stay now. Oh! And he gets into the back of Green, and Green's gone off. Green's gone off in turn number 2. And it's Moreau and Bussy up front now. And Trujillo up to 3rd after Green got bumped and went off in turn number 2. And he's making his argument to the stewards, making his plea to the stewards that he didn't make any contact. We saw that clear as day here on the broadcast. Going back out on track despite the brake issues. We'll see how he manages that throughout the race. Patton getting right up to the back of Trujillo through the slow end of sector 2. And will anyone have an attack to mount down into the chicane? And Garcia already off. Restrepo out behind Zale for now as we go on board. Will Bussy be able to make a move from far back? No, not quite. Oh, and Patton into the back of Trujillo. And he came in way too deep, and he made contact and spun him out. Patton has spun him out, and Zale's up the inside of Patton now. Patton out wide. Oh, and Dezo hard into the wall, no brakes yet again. As Bussy's all over the back of Moreau, down the front straightaway, in the slipstream, all the way to the inside of the pit lane wall. As they go down to the front straightaway, collecting up marbles, Bussy's going to shoot to the outside, side by side into turn number 1. He's on the outside, can he sweep around here? Not quite, Moreau's going to have the advantage. Bussy going to try and cross over as they go into turn 2. As he falls back in line, but it was a big shot there into turn 1 on lap number 2. Oh, and Andrew's out wide. He's out wide. Bussy's going to try and shoot up the inside. And he moves him just a hair, and he's going to get up the inside. Moreau's going to tap him out into the grass. He's going to slow down and let Bussy take the position as they go side by side, coming down into the chicane straightaway. Bussy's got the lead for now. Moreau back in his slipstream. Can he make something happen here? It'd have to be a huge lunge, and not quite. They are tit for tat in the braking zone. Let's go back on board. Restrepo to the inside of Zale. And can he make something happen here? Quite close. Zale's going to go wide. He's going to go wide into turn 2. Restrepo's just going to go right around the outside. And Trujillo's on the back of him now. Can he make a move? So we're on board from Zale watching this battle unfold in front for P4. Looking to remount and retry and an overtake for the race lead. As Restrepo's out in the gravel, he's out in the gravel. And Sebastian and Isaac gonna go right underneath him and retake 4th place, move up into 4th place. And Dezo Kobe's still puttering around out on track. No one close to him from the back, but maybe a chance to move up into 4th and take on Sebastian if he can close up his gap. And Garcia spin in turn 2, and that's a hard impact into the wall. Garcia in last place, and now might have some really heavy car damage. He's going to continue on 2 or 3 car lengths. Isaac able to stretch it back out, just a Constantina effect for now. But Green's definitely going to get some traces of slipstream down the front straightaway and might start to reel him in even further. As we go back on board with Sebastian, he's now closed it into 2 or 3 car lengths for 3rd. And mounting a challenge here as we go through the first and second turns. What will we be able to do as they both clobber that curve on turn 2? And Sebastian running up wide, going to tuck it in nice, try and get a run down this curvy sector 1 straightaway. In the slipstream, not a great place to make a pass. We see Sebastian hounding Isaac Azale into turn number 3, all over the back of him. Correction, Spencer Green, my apologies. It's throwing me off. He's new. Oh, and Patton in the wall. And Sebastian into the back of him. And Green is spun out at the end of Sector 1, and we didn't see what happened. We missed it. We'll have to see on the replay. But Green got right up to the back of Azale right before having an issue. Not sure what happened. And Sebastian up the inside of Patton here into the chicane. Patton's going to go deep and do just enough to defend. Will Sebastian be able to get the crossover move? He's got a shallower line. And he's going to try and dive to the inside of the penultimate corner. Not a traditional passing spot. Will he be able to make something happen? He's on the inside. Patton going to get the drive. But Sebastian right there in his slipstream coming down the front straightaway. What's Patton going to do? He's going to defend. He's going to feint to the inside. And he's into the pit lane. Patton's into the pit lane to take his service as he bounces off the wall. Can he get that car slowed down in time? He's coming in for his service. And who is that? Number 95. Patton's been disqualified for speeding in the pit lane. And Patton's out of this race. Patton's out of this race. He went a lap down, and now he's out. No repairs. No repairs for Restrepo. Trying to communicate that to the team. As we saw with Patton before the unfortunate disqualification, and Oscar, those repairs take quite a lengthy amount of time in this race, something you want to try and avoid. And Restrepo's out wide, out into the grass, and Moreau's going to get an easy job of clearing him. Didn't even have to get side by side. Restrepo took care of it. And again, doing a beautiful demonstration for that new McLaren lawn mowing service yet again. And that's going on its world tour before it debuts to the public market. Bussy flying around the track. And Sebastian now back out, and Bussy's taking the lead if our timing and scoring is correct. We'll have to wait for an update here as they go through the timing and scoring. And yes, Sebastian left it too late. He left it way too late. Bussy and Moreau now top 2 spots as 2 pro Porsche drivers back out in front. Sebastian, 8 seconds the gap, 4.5 minutes left. Can he do it? He closed in last time. Gap down under 7 seconds now as our timing pylon updates. Green goes for a huge slide at the end of Sector 2, able to keep it out of the gravel though. In the same air, just about. As Azale runs wide, he runs wide coming down the straightaway. Green has a great chance to strike into the chicane. Can he close up? What will he be able to do? He's still maybe 7-8 car lengths back. But closing up, he'll have another chance down into turn number 1. Just still reeling him in, reeling him in. This is going to be a big catch if we can make that hook sink. And Isaac's wide in the penultimate corner. Isaac's wide. Green's going to get underneath him. Can Isaac defend around the outside? He's going to need some side draft. But no, Green's going to have the advantageous line, but he's all over the bumps. He's all over the bumps. And they make contact. They're side by side, and they make contact. They come together. And Isaac's going to have the nose ahead as they come onto their final lap. Isaac going to feint to the inside. Green around the outside into turn 1. And Isaac going to defend for now. Green going for the switchback on the exit. Oh, and they come together. They come together, and they're both into the wall outside of turn 1. And that's for P4. They come together, and Green is now all the way back. Like Isaac just pushed them way wide. As Hugo Bussy comes across the checker flag, welcome back to Knights Racing. A dominating win for Hugo Bussy.